Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to my channel. Welcome to another video where we're going to be continuing our discussion on the Bhagavad Gita, the teachings of Christ, correlations between the two, and other philosophies, ideologies, right? More specifically, the Bhagavad Gita 2:55 and 9:29, teachings of Christ and the teachings of Hermes. So, without further ado, I just want to remind the listening audience of a quote from Hermetic philosophy: the all is in all, and all is in the all. And then from there, we go to John 10:38. This is out of the King James Version. All right. John 10:38, that ye may know and believe that the Father is in me and I in him. John 14:10, believest thou not that I am in the Father and the Father in me? Oh, I just saw a missing quote right there. 14:11, believe me that I am in the Father and the Father in me. 14:20, in that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you. 17:21, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee. So, just wanted to point those out. First and foremost, the Gospel of John is the only of the four canonical Gospels where this sort of speaking appears as far as words attributed to Christ. It's the one of the four that is seen as a possible forgery, right? Doesn't mean that there aren't other correlations to Hermetic philosophy in the other three canonical Gospels, because there most certainly are correlations. But as far as this concept right here, the all is in all and all is in the all, that only appears in the Gospel of John specifically. Not Matthew, not Mark, not Luke. Not that I've seen. Now, of course, touching into the teachings of Krishna, we go to chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says, they live in wisdom, who see themselves in all and all in them, who have renounced every selfish desire and sense craving tormenting the heart. Now keep in mind that in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna teaches this character, Arjuna, that ultimately, at the very core, the true self of all individuals is Krishna, right? And through Krishna, all is created. Same concept spoken about by Christ. Right? We go to the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 29. I look upon all creatures equally. None are less dear to me, and none more dear. But those who worship me with love live in me, and I come to life in them. So I just find it interesting that you see this concept popping up over and over in these different religious ideologies and philosophies. Now, obviously there's connections, there's similarities, there's some difference in the way that they're spoken, the language, the specific cultures and whatnot. That's beyond the point. Point being, I'm not here to focus on the differences between all these different religious ideologies and philosophies. Wisdom is the focus here. Wisdom focuses on similarities, right? Unity, oneness, where they are the same. Obviously, there are differences. Just as I look different from most people, I sound different, I act differently, but ultimately, at the core of all people, there's usually the same thing. But point being, you see this Hermetic thought pop up in the book of John over and over. You see Hermetic philosophy pop up in Christian teaching over and over and over. Or maybe it's Christian teaching popping up in Hermeticism. The Corpus Hermeticum was written after or around the same time that the teachings of Christ were written, but, there's a but, it's alleged that these teachings come from long before. Who knows the validity of that? Obviously, the character known as Hermes or Thoth is further back than the character called Jesus, or Jesus, or Yeshua, or Yehoshua, whatever you want to call them. Point being, the direct correlations between the Bhagavad Gita's teachings via Krishna, the teachings in the New Testament via Christ, and Hermetic philosophy, the teachings attributed to Hermes, correlating that strongly, I mean, to the trained eye, there are no coincidences. And to those who see, well, they see all, I guess. Point being that there is direct correlation, there is similarity, and I can't say that it all chalks up to any one particular teaching, right? There is some differences, so I mean, there is something to be said about getting in where you fit in, right? But that's on you. Me, I'm here to talk about the information, see where it correlates, and we'll be continuing the Bhagavad Gita's teachings and correlations to Christian teachings in further episodes of, well, whatever you want to call this. All right, later.